one of the three baskets of the Tripitaka. Sastra is a book of treatise, discourse, discussion, or commentary clarifying, or sometimes systematizing, Buddhist philosophical ideas from the sutras. Sravaka is shen wen, associated with the Hinayana tradition. Literally, sound hearer, one who has attained arhatship or at least the first of the 4 levels of sainthood from having heard the Buddha's teaching. Srimala Sutra Sheng Man, a Mahayana scripture, it is outstanding for its commentary on the Tathagatagarbha theory and for the teaching that all sentient beings have the potential for Buddhahood. Sarangama Sutra Leng Yen Jing. This Mahayana sutra is extremely important in shaping the uniqueness of Chinese Buddhism. It describes 25 different perfect penetration samadhis to reach thorough enlightenment. The positive and negative experiences a practitioner may encounter, and 50 different outer path practices that one can stray into. Sutras Jing. Generally, scriptures. Specifically, the recorded open teachings of the Buddha that can be practiced by anyone. The distinctive mark of a Buddhist sutra is the opening line, "Thus have I heard." This indicates that what follows are the direct teachings of Buddha, as remembered and recorded by his disciples. Tathagata Ru Lai, one of the 10 epithets of a Buddha, which can mean thus come, or thus gone. The Chinese translation of Tathagata means thus come. Quote, Tathagatagarbha Ru Lai Zang, womb, or store of the Tathagata, the potential for Buddhahood in each sentient being. Another name for Buddha nature. 10 directions Shi Fang, an expression for all directions. The 4 cardinal directions, the 4 intermediate directions, and the directions above and below. 10 titles of the Buddha. Thus come, worthy of offering, right and universal knowledge, perfect clarity and conduct, understanding the world, unsurpassable worthy one, instructor of people, teacher of heavenly and human beings, Buddha, the world-honored one. 10 powers Shi Li, the complete knowledge of a Buddha. What is right or wrong in every situation. What is the karma of every being in the past, present, and future? All stages of dhyana and samadhi. The powers and dispositions of all beings. The desire and moral direction of every being. The actual condition of every individual in all the different vehicles of practice. The direction and consequence of all teachings. All causes of morality and the good and evil in their realities, i.e., to know all previous fives of sentient beings and their causes for rebirth. To know the future lives of all beings and their entrance to nirvana. And the destruction of all illusions of every kind. 37 Aids to Enlightenment San Shi Chi Dao Pin. The 37 Aids to Enlightenment are 4 Foundations of Mindfulness C9 Chu, 4 Proper Finds of Exertion C Zheng Qin, 4 Advanced Steps to Power of Ubiquity C Ru Yizu, 5 Positive Capacities Wu Zhen, 5 Forces Intensifying the 5 Positive Capacities Wu Li, 7 Aspects toward Enlightenment Qi Ju Ji, and the Eightfold Noble Path Ba Zheng Dao. Transformation Body. Hua Shen Nirmanakaya. One of the 3 bodies of the Buddha, the form that a Buddha manifests to facilitate the deliverance of sentient beings. 25 Existences Shi Wu Yu. This is a classification of the Samsaric realm of existence. The 4 continents. The 4 evil destinies. The 6 heavenly realms of desire. The 4 dhyana stages. The 4 stages of formlessness. The realm beyond conceptualization, and the realm of Anagamana Na Han, those arhats who are reborn into the heavens in the realm of form or formless heavens where they will attain nirvana. 12 Entrances Shi Ru. The 6 sense faculties and the 6 sense objects, or dust. Quote, 2 Vehicles Cheng. Paths or approaches to Dharma practice. The 2 vehicles refer to the vehicles of Sravaka and Pratyeka Buddha. Vajra Jin Gang. A term that means as indestructible as a diamond and powerful as a thunderbolt. Vexation Klesa, fan now. The innate mechanism to possess and to act, tainted by an attachment to self, which in turn continues the cycle of samsara. Vexations include all kinds of mental states such as joy and resentment, sadness and happiness, as well as greed, hatred, delusion, arrogance, and doubt. Wisdom I Hui Yan. That which perceives the true empty nature of all phenomena. Notes. Note 1 Great Illuminating Storehouse of Spiritual Penetration Shen Tong Da Guang Ming Zang. Spiritual Shen signifies inconceivability. Penetration Tong refers to nonobstructedness. Great Illuminating Da Guang Ming signifies the manifestation of the Buddha's merit and wisdom. Storehouse Zang refers to the repository or essence from which all dharmas arise and manifest. One can understand the spiritual penetration and great illumination as the function yong, whereas the storehouse is the essence, t. Note 2 Quiescent-extinction is a rendering for ji mi, which is a Chinese rendering for the Sanskrit word nirvana. Quiescent, ji signifies the stillness of the nature of emptiness. Extinction mi signifies the purity of nirvana, free from defilements. Note 3 Equal and identical is one of the many shades of meaning of ping deng. Ping can be translated literally as level or equal but also connotes impartiality. In this context, deng may be rendered as identical, same, or indistinguishable. Within the context of time past, present, and future, the translator has chosen to render ping deng as equal and identical. Elsewhere, the term has been rendered as impartial equality. Note 4 Literally, this should be translated as joined his palms together with the tips of the fingers crossed cha shou. This is one of the ancient Indian gestures for respect. It symbolizes the non-duality of the realm of the Buddhas, the left hand, and the realm of ordinary sentient beings, right hand. Note 5 Causal ground yin dai can also be understood as the mind ground sin dai. It refers to both the circumstance when the Buddha first initiated the body-mind chu fa pu ti sin and to the intrinsic nature of mind sin zing or Buddha nature fo zing. Original arising. Benchi simply means the fundamental starting point of Dharma practice fa zing, which refers to the practice that accords with the nature of all Dharmas fa zing, that is, emptiness, kong zing. Note 6 Dharani zong chi means universal control. See glossary for further information. Note 7 From the perspective of the result, complete enlightenment Yuan Ju refers to the state of Buddhahood. From the perspective of the path where practice is still necessary, complete enlightenment refers to the state reached by bodhisattvas first bhumi and above. From the perspective of the cause, it designates the perfection and completeness of Buddha nature intrinsic to all beings Yuan Man Xian Cheng Ji Fo Zing. Note 8 Ignorance Wu Ming is a vidva in Sanskrit. See glossary for further information. Note 9 The four great elements Siddha are earth, water, fire, and wind. Together, they constitute the physical body of a living human being. Note 10 Impressions Ying may also be translated as reflections or shadows. Note 11 Tathagatagava Ru Lai Zang is synonymous with Buddha nature Fo Zing. See glossary for further information. Note 12 The four conditions Si Yuan of vision, hearing, perception, and awareness Jian, Wen, Ju, Ji refer to the ability to experience external phenomena. These four qualities occur because of the illusory six sense faculties. When the internal six sense faculties and the external four elements of earth, water, fire, and wind combine, they create an energy, qi, that comes into existence due to these different conditions. In this case, energy refers to the conditioned impressions yuan yin or mental images of the perceived external sense objects. Because of attachments, this energy or impression does not disperse, and thereafter gives rise to the 6 corresponding consciousnesses, or awareness of these impressions. In this process, there seems to be a separate existing mind which is cognizant of the illusory external world. Note 13. See glossary for further information about these technical terms. Note 14 here. Nature, zing, should be understood as zing or characteristics and activities. Note 15. Resolute faith ju ding sin is a stage where one's faith no longer backslides sin cheng ju. This is a stage where a bodhisattva has reached at least the first level of the 10 faiths. This level in the doctrinal system is referred to as the path of seeing. See glossary for further information on bodhisattva positions. Note 16. In motion refers to samsaric. Quote. Note 17. Illness or yi refers to ignorance. Note 18. Flower signifies birth and death and nirvana. Note 19. These 4 terms, affection, love, craving, and desire tan, yu, are subtle distinctions of attachment and desire, which, despite their role in the secular world, are all causes for the continuance of cyclic existence. Here love I should be understood as attached love ji or self-centered love. The translator has simply translated this term as attached love or grasping in some later passages. The same word is sometimes translated into like, as in the case of like and dislike, in later paragraphs and chapters. Note 20. The different types of births in the world are created by sexual desire points to the fact that all samsaric beings still have within them the roots and potential of sexual desire yin yu zing and yin yu shi qi, which perpetuates cyclic existence. This sentence does not mean that all births literally come into being through sexual activity, because births through humidity and transformation are not results of sexual activity. Births through humidity and transformation are either caused by the combination of various conditions in the natural environment such as moisture, sunlight, and air, or by the power of a deity or spirit. Bodhisattvas can also manifest transformation bodies for the purpose of liberating sentient beings. Note 21. Activity is a rendering of zing, which is usually translated as nature, as in the nature of complete enlightenment. However, in this context, zing refers to zing, which means characteristic, quality, function, or activity. Note 22. Obstruction of principle li zhang is an obstruction one may have in understanding or accepting the ultimate truth or view of reality. Note 23. Obstruction of phenomena shi zhang refers to all the vexations and afflictions one may have that bind one to samsara. Note 24. Here, nature zing should be understood as capacities or dispositions. Note 25. The 2 vehicles cheng are the Sravaka Sheng Wen and Pratyeka Buddha Bai Ji Fo vehicles. Note 26. This sentence is difficult to understand because in each case the word zing, sometimes translated as nature, refers to different things. One interpretation is, even though there are 5 distinct natures or capacities as mentioned previously, each nature or capacity is endowed with the intrinsic nature of complete enlightenment. What the sutra is saying is that the 5 distinct natures make the nature of complete enlightenment possible. For example, one perceives existence because of non-existence. One perceives non-existence only through existence. Therefore, the 5 natures are not apart from the nature of complete enlightenment. Note 27. Those who extinguish vexations refers to Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas. Those who do not refers to bodhisattvas. Note 28. The succession of arising and perishing thoughts refers to the 6th consciousness Dai Lu Shi. The mind or self is just the continuous stream of deluded thoughts Wang Nian. That which grasps on to the self refers to the 7th consciousness Dai Chi Shi. Because of attachment, this continuous flux of thoughts creates karmic seeds yi-jung which are planted in the eighth consciousness di-ba-shi, the alaya-alaya-yi-shi. Although the alaya cannot grasp itself, it is just a storehouse of karmic seeds. The seventh consciousness attaches to the alaya as the self. See glossary for an explanation of the eight consciousnesses. Note 29. There are two sets of 5 desires Wu Yu. The most obvious or coarse desires are for wealth, sex, food and drink, fame, and sleep. The subtle desires refer to the 5 sense objects. In themselves the sense objects are not defilements, but they are potential objects of desire. Note 30. This stage is equivalent to an ordinary person's realization of emptiness. In the Chan tradition, it is referred to as seeing one's self-nature jian xing. In the doctrinal system, this is referred to as the path of seeing jian dao wei within the stages of 10 faiths shi sin. After perceiving emptiness, usually one's realization is not deep enough to eradicate all vexations. Therefore, one is still an ordinary person and still needs to continue one's practice. However, after reaching the position of 10 faiths, one's faith will never regress sin bu-2e. Beyond the position of 10 faiths are the 10 abodes shi zhu, 10 practices shi xing, and 10 transferences shi bui xiang, which elevate one to the level of seichut xian wei. After one fulfills all the practices and realizations in the position of 10 faiths, one enters the position of 10 abodes, which is the beginning of path of practice Xu Dao Wei. When one fulfills the 3 stages of 10 abodes, 10 practices, and 10 transferences, one enters the position of 10 grounds Shi Dai or Bumus and moves to the position of sainthood Sheng Wei. This is referred to as the path of ultimate attainment Ju Jing Wei. The above are gradual levels of realization and practice. However, depending on the depth of one's realization of emptiness, it is possible for a practitioner to ascend to the highest position, bypassing Dan Chao the lower stages. Note 31. This is the attainment of one of the 3 positions San Xian Wei, of 10 abodes, 10 practices, and 10 transferences, depending on one's realization. These 3 positions are all subsumed under the path of practice Xu Dao Wei. Note 32. Illumination is a literal translation of Zhao. In this context, Zhao refers to understanding, as in understanding Ji of Dharma. Realization is a rendering for Ju, which can mean awareness of, awakening or realization. In this case, Ju refers to realization or perception jian. Note 33. This section refers to the attainment of at least the first stage of the 10 grounds. At this stage, one's practice will never regress xing bu-2e. If one attains the 8th ground or bumi, one's position will never regress again wei bu-2e. Note 34. These are what are known as the 3 higher studies San Zeng Shangzu, which subdue the 3 poisons of greed, anger, and delusion. Note 35. Wisdom of all aspects Yi Qie Zheng Ji is one of 3 wisdoms of a Buddha. Wisdom of all things Yi Qie Ji, Sarvajnata in Sanskrit, is the omniscient wisdom that realizes the emptiness of all things. Wisdom of the path Dao Zongji, Margajnata in Sanskrit, refers to the wisdom of knowing all there is to know about the conventional realm, especially with regard to saving sentient beings. Wisdom of all aspects, or universal wisdom, Sarvakarajnata in Sanskrit, refers to the perfect knowledge of reality as it is. Note 36. Body and mind refers to the 6 sense faculties Lu Zhen and consciousnesses Lu Shi. Guests and dust, Qi Cheng refers to the 6 sense objects Lu Cheng. Note 37. At this stage one is free from the bondage of the 5 skandhas and the 18 realms of existence. Note 38. There are different degrees of lightness and ease, King An. Sometimes it means an experience of physical and mental pliancy. On a deeper level, it is an experience of enlightenment, where one is free from the burden of body and mind. In this case it refers to an enlightened state since it is experienced in the state of quiescence and stillness Ji Jing. Note 39 in this paragraph, quiescence signifies the state of dhyana, while the wisdom derived from stillness signifies the previous practice of samatha. Therefore, even though the bodhisattva in this section solely practices samapatti, since the bodhisattva is holding dharani, which means the essence of all methods, he is actually upholding all three dharma doors of dhyana, samapatti, and samatha. Note 40 the nature of enlightenment is quiescent and extinct, free from all dualities. Therefore, this state refers to jhana. Note 41 the essence of all dharma natures is stillness. Therefore, this state refers to samatha. Note 42 phenomena are illusory projections. Therefore, this state refers to samapatti. Note 43 practices of purity refers to, on the one hand, severing sexual desire, and on the other hand, the bodhisattva practice of overcoming afflictions and benefiting sentient beings. Note 44 sign xiang includes many shades of meaning such as form, mark, trace, appearance, feature, characteristic, aspect, and phenomenon. These words differ slightly in meaning. The translator will choose one of these words to bring out the meaning of the text. Note 45 principle refers to enlightenment. Note 46 realized IIAO in this and next paragraph actually means to be done with or to end. Note 47 practicing with attachments is a rendering of yu wei, samskrita in Sanskrit. See glossary for further information. Note 48 Storehouse consciousness alaya yi shi is also known as the eighth consciousness Dai Ba Shi, alaya vijnana in Sanskrit. Note 49 attachment to the Dharma of nirvana fa it refers to the arhats who have realized the emptiness of the self ren wu wo and have not yet realized the emptiness of dharmas fa wu wo. Note 50 in this context. The bodhisattva of universal enlightenment is referring back to the answer that the Buddha gave to the previous bodhisattva about the teaching as a guiding vision for future practice. Therefore, the translator has taken the liberty to add this line in the text. Note 51 perfect enlightenment refers to Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Note 52 walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. Note 53 wisdom of equality, ping deng xingji, samatinana in Sanskrit, is the enlightened realization that self and others are equal and identical. Note 54 the three kinds of periods of retreat refers to 12 O days, 1 U days, or 8 O days. Note 55 counting is a literal translation of shu. This approach actually includes methods such as counting and following the breath. 5 contemplations of stilling the mind Wu Ting Sin Guan. 4 foundations of mindfulness Si Nian Chu. 16 special practices Shi Lu Ti Sheng associated with the 4 noble truths Si Shen Ti, and contemplation of the 4 immeasurable minds Si Wu Hao Sin. Note 56 the mind of complete enlightenment. Note 57 the 7 treasures are gold, silver, lapis lazuli, crystal, mother of pearl, red pearl, and chameleon. Note 58 thunderbolt. Note 59 Mahabrahma Devaraha Ta Fan Wong is the king or controller of the world of samsara. Note 60 28 heavens are the 3 realms in samsara. There are 6 heavens in the realm of desire, 18 heavens within the realm of form, and 4 heavens within the formless realm. Note 61 Yojana Yuzan is a measurement in India. 1 yojana is approximately 40 miles. Note 62 the 8 groups of Devas, Nagas, Yaksas, Gandharvas, Asuras, Garudas, Kinnaras, and Mahoragas. End.